Hello and welcome back to the Cardinal Mashup. I'm Austin McNorton, and with me today is the one and only Mr. Robinson, ladies and gentlemen.
What's up?
After a few weeks of Christmas break and everything, after football and everything, we are back. Football has officially ended, and we have started basketball right now. So let's jump right on into the Cardinal Ketchup. All right, last week the basketball teams faced off against the Baldwin Bulldogs on Tuesday night. The girls team lost by a score of 79-13, and the boys basketball team went and beat the Bulldogs by a score of 79-33. Then last Friday night, they played on the K-10 rivalry against the DeSoto Wildcats. The girls lost by a score of 55-22, and the boys won by a score of 60-37.
And might we note here for our radio audience that game was broadcasted, and what a lovely broadcast. Mr. Seiler joined us during that time.
What a great guy.
Great guy. A lot of comedy in our broadcast. So
so much fun.
This
you can
Friday,
go check that out again. It's still on there right now.
You go to High School Cube, you type in Udara, bang, we're right there.
There it is. Go
All
check
right,
it out.
So back to the catch-up. Wrestling had a match over the weekend against Bonner Springs. Well, it was not against Bonner Springs.
A lot of teams.
It was
there.
a lot of teams.
A lot of teams.
Like wrestling matches are. If you haven't been to one of those things, they're insane.
Crazy.
They're crazy, Jerry. So over the weekend, Noah Kennedy finished second in his weight class. I think he wrestles 152. Don't quote me on that.
Second
I think it's
is
150. Somebody fact check me. Where are the errors?
Second
Where are
is
the errors?
impressive nonetheless.
Second impressive, yes. And Hagen Andrews finished fourth. And this Thursday, then, the wrestling team travels to Silver Lake for their match. Silver Lake.
Dominant 3A school right there.
Are they really?
They own.
3A.
Them and Rossville own 3A.
3A.
And no one else is even in competition with
All right,
those two
back to
schools.
some basketball.
All right, so this week for the basketball team, tonight they will be facing probably the toughest team we'll face all year, and that is the Paola Panthers. And then on Friday night, we will be facing the Ottawa Cyclones, and that game will also be broadcast on our High School Cube channel, and you can watch that live if you can't make it to the game. I hope you can make it, though, because it's going to be intense.
Tonight is also the whiteout night. That is the theme, is whiteout. So bring your white tee. You got a tall tee? Bring that, too. If it's a tall white tee, even better.
Fantastic.
Even better. Currently,
It's going to be a crazy game.
Oh,
It's flat out.
We thought about broadcasting this one, but I kind of just want to watch and enjoy it.
Oh,
you know?
wow.
I got to bring my kids. I got to tell Reed, look, you're going to stay up a little later tonight. Currently, right now, the Cardinals are 5-3, and they are 3-1 in league play. And they dropped. Let's see, who'd they drop to in league?
First game again at Spring Hill.
Okay, at Spring Hill.
Close game. Real close game.
So Paola coming in tonight is what? What are they? What's their record?
Pretty sure they're undefeated in league, and they've beat everybody by a pretty strong margin.
You would think two guys hosting a radio show right now would look that up, but we didn't. We're short on time.
We dropped
here,
the ball
people.
on that one. Sorry about that.
So just stay with us.
They have played DeSoto already, and they won by that score by 65-30 something.
Which is unbelievable.
Which is
now,
big.
I don't feel that that the 5-3 record of the high school team is representative of where this team is at. Because you got to go back to November and think about what happened at the end of November with this team. A lot of our starters were football team starters.
Yeah.
And we almost went to state. So they're done. Austin, we got Austin down in here, by the way. So, Austin, when you were done with football, how many days passed before you had a basketball game?
I think we had 3 or 4 practices, probably about 5 days before our first game.
That's
so
crazy.
If you think about the team dynamic, right? So the
interruption in the day announcement.
We just got interrupted.
Our students
Whoa.
meet in the library
This happens frequently.
Wednesday, January
I'm doing radio, and I got interrupted by the secretaries. Apparently, that's an important announcement. Back to it. So, if you think about it, me as a player, if I'm practicing for 2 weeks, and I've got this dynamic going, and now I'm getting interrupted by the bell. If I got this dynamic going with my players, and then I've got 5, 6 new players coming in, that dynamic has now changed. So, as a team, then you've got to figure out, okay, what's the best combination for the lineup? And then what lineup is going to be the best against this team or this team? That takes time. So if you think about it, from
Plus, with all the injuries that play into that from football and all that, they're still slowly coming back. Yeah. It'll take several weeks for that.
You got guys beat up from football. Yeah. Mitchell Ballack is out for the season with a shoulder injury, so that's already changed. Now you've got to piece together some games before, so I don't feel like that 5-3 is a true reflection on this team,
especially with some of the teams that we've played against. I mean, when we went to that Hy-Vee shootout invitational against one of the number one teams in all of the state of Missouri that we played against, and also against Bonner Springs in that tournament we hosted here. Those are two insanely great teams, and those are probably the toughest two teams we'll face.
Yeah, and just to try to put something together early.
With not very much time, and it's difficult.
So tonight, it will be interesting to see what Coach Dieterding does, having this changed dynamic now, and they're starting to get their feet underneath them.
Starting to click in the league, which is exactly what you want from a coaching standpoint.
How will he make those lineups work against a player like Mason McDowell, who is 6'7" and is just an all-around good player? The guy can do everything.
He can. He's a great shooter. Good from inside.
Like I said, we've got Austin Downing in studio, so let's bring him in here and ask him a couple things. So, Austin, we've been talking about this dynamic and how you came in from football. I mean, you were obviously a big part of that football team. You look beat up a little bit. You look like you took some hits. Yeah. And so did Grant. That guy was just getting run. I mean, he's hurt right now. How has that dynamic been over the last couple weeks?
I mean, coming straight from football is tough on me, Grant, Jacob, all the guys who play, because, I mean, it's two completely different type of shapes you have to be in.
Oh, yeah.
Legs still beat up, and ice baths can only help so much. And so when you're just running up and down the floor, after a while it starts hurting. But I feel like Christmas break helped us a lot. And
you got to rest a little bit during the day.
Yeah, just a little bit.
You got to kind of just let your legs get underneath you.
Yeah. So then Christmas break helped us out a lot, and so now I think we're all getting our feet back up underneath us, and I think we're just all starting to come together.
Do you think you found maybe the lineups that are I mean, on Friday when I was watching the game, we were doing that broadcast, there's a couple lineups that Dieterding was setting in there, and you guys had a little bit of a cushion at one point in time. You could tell he was starting to play with the lineups. When you guys went short, you guys struggled to produce points.
Yeah, one thing Coach Dieterding likes to do is say he has a lineup in there that he knows not many people are going to, try to score as much as a different lineup. So when that lineup's in, he wants us to work the ball. He wants us to get some time off the clock.
Make them play defense.
Yeah. Because the longer you play defense, that gives them a better chance to, miscommunicate or something happens.
Exactly.
So when a lineup's in that's maybe smaller or they don't like to shoot as much or do as much, then they know that they're just going to run time off the clock and see if they can get a layup or a foul called on them. So we work on that type of stuff in practice.
That's good to know that was like there's a lot of intention behind that. So in regards to tonight's game,
how are you going to stop McDowell? What's the strategy?
Right.
I mean,
he's 6'7", and it's not like he's just
one of
tall.
the best shooters on the team.
Right.
I mean, he really is.
He can dribble, he can pass, he can shoot, he can dunk.
Well, I think Jermaine Rouser will match up with him pretty well. I mean, Maine's 6'5", he's long. I guarantee you his wingspan's probably 6'6", 6'7". I don't know. Least. So Jermaine's long. We just got to make sure Mason McDowell does not get a lot of open looks. Every shot he takes, he needs to be pressured. It needs to be him getting fouled. Something needs to happen. Like, we can't just let him shoot wide open jump shots and catch the ball right underneath the block. So we're just got to make it hard on him and send some double teams his way, maybe. And
send some double teams and try to keep the ball out of his hands.
And make someone else shoot. So.
And also, they're a team that likes to get transition offense with Criddle leading the way from the point guard position. That's going to be tough. Yeah. I mean, defensively.
In practice, we've just been working on getting back. We've been working on transition drills because actually this year Coach D wants us to actually push too. So tonight can be a very fast-paced game, and I think that helps us. We like playing fast.
Yeah.
We don't like playing the half court, slow it down. We like running, so I feel like it'll be a good matchup tonight.
So, folks, you heard it. It's going to be a fast-paced game tonight. There's probably going to be a lot of points put up. There's going to be some interesting strategy, some interesting basketball chess, if you will.
So what we're saying is go to this game.
Go to the game.
It's going to be great.
Go to the game. Big thanks to Austin Downing coming by the studio for the show. And let's see you out at the game tonight.
That's it for this week's episode of the Cardinal Mashup. I'd like to thank Austin Downing and Mr. Robinson for being here today. That's it. Go Cardinals.